Eat for health, drink for fun. Looks kind of like a finger puppet production of Agnes of God, if you squint. Spanky orders the hit on Froggy.
Hello, Mom? This is Ralph.
Dear Lord.
Judy and Frank want me to stay for dinner. Is it all right with you?
How did you get this number?
Oh, gee, thanks. Bye.
She bought it. Let's go knock over that liquor store.
There's something we all enjoy about staying for dinner.
And breakfast.
You ever thought why?
Sorry.
It's because eating with others is fun.
If they're not Tom Arnold.
People like to come together at meal times. They enjoy each other's company while they're enjoying good food.
If good food is not available, try Olive Garden.
Mealtime is fun for Frank. And it's fun for Judy, too. But it's different with Ralph.
He's from England.
Will you have some peas, Ralph?
Gosh, Mrs. Scott, I don't like peas.
Oh, that's too bad.
You little
Well,
ingrate.
how about a baked potato, then?
Well, okay.
Ralph provides the voice of Minnie Mouse for Walt
Gee,
Disney.
Ralph, why aren't you eating? Remember that picture we saw? What picture? The picture with the hand and the 5 groups of food.
And the stigmata.
Oh, that was just schoolwork.
Quit being such a wiener.
No, Ralph isn't enjoying his dinner much. Maybe it's because of that candy bar he had just before dinner.
Another ruined
Whatever
appetite.
it is, Ralph's good time with Frank and Judy is spoiled.
It doesn't help that Mrs. Peterson majored in art instead of home
The
ec.
next day is Saturday, and Ralph's tired.
Tired of pretending he likes
But
Judy.
Frank and Judy feel differently.
We're going skating today. Can Ralph come with us?
Well, I don't know. I think he's still in his room. Just a moment. Let me see.
Ralph, get your ass down here now, so help me God.
Frank and Judy are here and want you to go skating with them.
It's Mr. Deeds Jr.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Judy. Hi. Can you go skating with us outside? It's just right. I don't feel like going skating. Thanks anyway. Oh, well.
That's too bad. Maybe he can go tomorrow. Bye, kids.
Mom must quickly think of another way to get Ralph out of the
That's
house.
how it's been for quite some time. Ralph just hasn't had the pep that he should have.
And pray tell, how does one gauge
And
one's
now,
level of pep?
Ralph begins to wonder why. Maybe there was something more in last week's classwork than he had thought.
The brainwashing
That
kicks in.
hand, for instance, that his teacher had drawn. 5 fingers that point the way to health.
And 4 other things.
What was it now? Bread and butter or margarine.
Fried dough,
Milk and cheese.
deep fried calzone,
Meat and eggs.
fried egg bacon burger,
Vegetables
frazzled onions,
and fruits.
strawberry Pop-Tart.
Those are the foods you should eat every day if you want to be healthy.
Sounds great.
The first one, bread and butter or margarine, reminds him of Kenneth. Why? Because those are foods,
Huh?
and Kenneth has the most energy in class.
And he'll eat anything if you pay him.
Whole grain breads like whole wheat and rye are especially good for you.
If you're not averse to
Do
ethnic
eat
foods.
white bread, make sure it's enriched. Enriched bread has vitamins added to it.
To appease liberals.
Cereals give the same kind of energy and health values that bread does, especially whole wheat cereals and oatmeal.
What about my generic brand fruit circles?
Butter and margarine contain fats. They give you energy in a different way from breads and
I'll say it.
cereals. Butter and fortified margarine have vitamin A in them, which is necessary to good health.
Consult your doctor to ensure you're getting enough fat.
The second finger that points to health represents milk and cheese. And somehow, they remind Ralph of the tallest children in class.
15-year-old third
That's
graders.
because milk and cheese help the body grow. Milk is about the most perfect food there is.
If it doesn't give you agonizing
A glass full
diarrhea.
at every meal is good for you. And with one more, that makes a quart a day.
Drink milk every time you smoke for
Vitamin
optimum
D
pep.
milk helps build strong bones and teeth. And Ralph has decided that it must be lots of milk which has given Linda such a bright smile.
He's never heard of Quaaludes.
Cheese is a bodybuilder too, and there are many kinds to choose from.
Like Velveeta and government cheese.
The third finger represents meat and eggs. And Ralph thinks of George right away, because he's the huskiest and the strongest boy in class.
And 3-time heart attack
Meat
survivor.
and eggs help the body grow and make it strong. Meat is good for you, and there are many kinds. There's beef,
And beef.
there's pork and ham,
And beef.
there's lamb,
And, beef.
Fish is good,
So's beef.
and so is chicken and other poultry.
Like beef, for example.
An egg a day is good for you, too. Boiled, fried, scrambled, poached, or any way.
Strain it through a damn panty for all I care.
Meats and eggs are high in protein, which helps build red blood and strong muscles.
Which you'll need to fight all the wars.
The fourth finger, pointing the way to health, represents vegetables. And here Ralph thinks of several children in his class, for there are many kinds of vegetables.
Get it?
Potatoes, for instance, are an energy food. And baked potatoes, eaten with their skins and butter or margarine, have lots of vitamins and minerals, too.
This is back when bacon was considered a
When it
vitamin.
comes to green and yellow vegetables, Ralph thinks of Wendy, the prettiest girl in the class.
It's a really small class.
And there are so many different kinds. Green vegetables like string beans,
Drowned in butter,
asparagus,
buried in cheese,
and broccoli.
honey glazed,
There are salad vegetables like lettuce,
and radicchio.
and many others like celery, radishes, and carrots. Carrots are good cooked, too. And so is squash and other yellow vegetables like rutabaga.
Rutabaga firecracker, boom ba.
Cauliflower and cabbage are good, too. Yes, there are hundreds of wonderful vegetables.
Stephen Hawking, for
The
example.
important thing is that all kinds of vegetables are good for you, whether they're raw or cooked. They're important for good health, for lots of energy and pep,
And zing and gumption,
clear skin and bright eyes,
and healthy dumps.
for shining, gleaming hair, and above all, for that wonderful sense of feeling good.
And being white middle-class power holders.
The last finger represents fruit, and there are two kinds. Some are especially rich in vitamin C and help ward off some of the diseases that keep you in bed.
Oh, it's
They
laced
help
with acid.
Cuts and bruises heal faster, too. Foods with lots of vitamin C in them include orange juice, grapefruit, strawberries, melons, and, of course, whole oranges.
And crunch berries.
Certain vegetables, like tomatoes and raw cabbage, are also rich in vitamin C.
Foul tomatoes or
You
fruit.
should have a vitamin C food every day, provided it isn't stored in the body very long.
Ew, TMI.
Finally, there are the fruits we eat for dessert. Wonderful fruits like apples, bananas, peaches, pears, plums, grapes, and many others.
Bruce Valanche and
Nuts
Harvey
make a
Firestein.
good dessert, too. They're rich in energy, proteins, vitamins, and minerals.
Slam some nuts,
And
kids.
now, as Ralph thinks about it, he realizes that each of the children he admires depend on all the food's health and not on just one food. George is strong, Wendy is pretty,
Ish.
Linda has a bright smile, and Kenneth has lots of pep, not because of any one food that they eat, but because they eat some of all kinds
It's
of food.
really not that
For it
complicated.
takes 5 fingers to point the way to healthful eating habits.
And only one to get sent to the principal's office.
And Ralph goes over them in his mind.
I bet he does.
Every day, eat bread and butter,
Crazy bread,
milk and cheese,
fried mozzarella,
meat and eggs,
chili dogs,
vegetables,
jalapeno poppers,
fruits,
banana daiquiris,
and a vitamin C food.
Gushers fruit snacks.
Thinking about all this food has made him hungry.
2 Wendy's.
He has a candy bar around as usual. But now Ralph has a better idea of why he shouldn't let candy and sweets substitute for other foods.
Do tell.
Sweets don't have the proteins, the vitamins, or the minerals, the bodybuilding qualities of other foods.
They're inferior, like women and
So for
Brazilians.
the next few months, Ralph really worked at learning to eat all kinds of foods.
He gained 46 pounds.
Ralph, would you like some peas?
I don't want. Well, okay.
Well, what happened to you?
Stuff a sock in it, Ice
He'd
Queen.
sample everything that was served to him. And even if it didn't happen to be a food that he preferred, he'd eat some of it anyway.
They finally broke his fragile little spirit. Yes, with the proper diet, little Harry Knowles will grow up big and strong with plenty of pep.
At night, he'd go over the 5 food groups and see how he had done that day.
He thought of little else.
After a month or 2 of this, Ralph suddenly realized that a slow change had taken place without his noticing it.
His family was
He
recast.
found that eating had become fun. What's more, his health was better, And he had more pep. He had more fun than he used to, and more friends.
Food has a plan for your life.
And all because he had learned to eat by counting his foods on his fingers.
Brought to you by Food. Worship food at the grocer or eatery of your choice. Food, it's what's for dinner.